There are thousands of people right here in our area who are in need of basic items, and you know you have stuff lying around your house, stuff you don't use. Well, all that stuff could be put to good use. Dwayne Crandall joins me now, and he is the founder of GoodDonor.org, and you're here to explain basically how this works.
Sure.
We hear about tons of charities, but this is very different. So it's a website that's based out in Minneapolis,
Yes.
but it has a local feel because people will come up to your house and pick up things that you don't need.
Absolutely. The simple premise is, it started. I have 3 daughters and my wife, and before we accumulate a lot of clothes and shoes, as you can imagine,
yeah.
right? So we make often we make donations to different charities, and my wife was looking for a particular pickup date because we were going to be leaving town, and she couldn't find one. She had to go to one charity website and then another charity website and called another charity, and nobody had a convenient pickup date.
Especially when you're talking about like items like furniture. You can't fit in your car, but
right.
you don't want to throw away, and you know someone else can use it. Usually you call and the pickup date is like 2 weeks away or something.
Exactly. And people really want to get, when it's time to donate, they want to get the stuff out of their house, and they want something that's convenient for them. So that's what we try to accomplish with Good Donor, is make it convenient for the consumer.
How does Good Donor run if it's all free to come and pick up your stuff that you don't need? How are they able to have people and get it all rolling?
Oh, sure. No, the charities pay for the donations. I mean, it's all the process is that they solicit the donations, and so normally that costs them about $4 to $5 per donation. And we're at Good Donor, we're able to deliver those donations for the consumers for 40% less than that.
And where does the stuff go that's collected by Good Donor? If I'm donating, will it stay in the D.C. area? Will it go somewhere else?
Predominantly, it stays in your local market, but it does get shifted around. The charities benefit because how it works is this stuff is sold through the thrift stores around the country. And predominantly, though, when stuff is collected in your market, most of it is sold in your market. Now, if it doesn't sell, they'll ship it to a different market, but for the most part, it's sold in your market. And then the charities are paid based on the amount of product that's collected from the donations.
You kind of, did you nickname yourself this, the Charity Santa? Where'd you get that name?
You know what? I'm not sure where that came from. It kind of came out of a discussion, I think, in one of the interviews back in Minneapolis. So.
Well, you know, you've got the longer hair. If you just dyed it, maybe
you
could do that.
Get a little beard,
You could possibly do that.
Sure.
You talked about having 3 daughters.
Yes.
And being involved in this. Are you trying to kind of instill this charity inside of them? A lot of kids. How old are they?
10, 8, and 5.
Okay,
and
so they probably, you know, most 10-year-olds, the world revolves around themselves.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, you know what we've done, Natasha, is we've actually done, we instill this kind of save, share, spend mentality in our house. And so twice a year, at the end of school, and then at Christmas, after Christmas, either before or after, we ask the girls to go into their rooms and clean out things that they don't want. Now, you know, sometimes they'll come back with nothing, sometimes they'll come back with a whole bunch of stuff, and stuff my wife will say, no, we're keeping that.
Yeah, we bet a lot of money for that one.
Exactly. So they will go in, and we kind of make it, my wife is a predominant, is in most households, she's the one who's wanting to get rid of this stuff for the most part. But the girls are really involved now, and now as they're getting older, they enjoy, and we actually let them take the bags out, put them outside, so they really feel a part of
So you
giving
think
back.
they're really getting it?
No, they absolutely do. They've told their teachers, they tell their other classmates, they absolutely do.
That's good, because I think there's so many kids, and not that it's their fault, but just don't have a clue when it comes to other people that might live, in their neighborhood and can't afford like a pair of shoes or something. Absolutely,
and it's there are some great deals at the thrift stores. Surprisingly enough, there's some good stuff that gets pushed back through the supply chain, if you will, and there's a lot of product that you'll find some nice quality stuff at the thrift store. It's not just all junk. So
yeah, you think about it with kids. You've got so much stuff just between toys and presents from especially this time of year when you have like the in-laws, the aunts and uncles, and everybody bringing you more toys to the house.
More toys, more clothes, and those are the big things that come through. And that's what the need is too out there. The big demand really is for clothing, shoes, coats, toys, household items, etc.
The essentials. And do I have this right that you can donate something as small as like a button?
Absolutely. You got a bunch of buttons. They'll take. You put them in a bucket or in a pan. And put them in there. They'll take them. These thrift stores will take anything because they tend to. They'll throw it in a bucket and buy a box of buttons, and people will use those to sew buttons on jackets or whatever it is. So.
People need it.
People need it.
And how are you guys doing this time of the year? Because in the last 2 years or so, I guess since '08 and the recession, a lot of charities have really suffered. Where does it stand now with you guys?
Because it's great, number one. It's just outstanding. We've had a banner year.
Oh, good.
And so are the charities. There's more people giving, and you would be surprised, even though there's, people. I think part of what's driving it is the economy is driving more shopping at the thrift store, so the supply at the thrift store
So it's
is
just going
needed.
like this,
Yeah,
and
so
it's-
it's really needed. So
That's good to
I think,
hear.
yeah, it is. And it's good for the economy. It's good for the environment, etc.
Well, Dwayne, great to have you. Once again, he's the founder of gooddonor.org, gooddonor.org. So you have buttons or anything, call him up. You're looking for some bigger stuff, but you can bring the buttons along too.
Absolutely. Our charity partners are more than happy to come by and pick up the stuff. So
All right.
thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate
you.
it.